I'm really very honoured and most surprised. It's a very pleasant surprise. I see it as sort of celebrating my academic career, but also recognition for the kind of academic work that I do. In other words, for other colleagues in my discipline. My interests have always been in economic growth and long-run economic development, and that it certainly includes trying to understand what drives productivity growth, which is, in a way, the main source of improved living standards over the long run. My own specialty, not surprisingly, has been British economic history, and then as time went on, I started to wonder about why Britain lost its original lead, lost its primacy. And I think I've spent the last 25 years trying entirely to explain that to myself and occasionally telling other people what I think. There's always been, I think, a fairly large undercurrent of Euroscepticism in Britain. That wouldn't have been enough of itself to make Brexit happen. I think the referendum was very largely a protest vote on top of the Euroscepticism, and the protest, I think, was particularly against austerity. I think it is certainly going to be a negative impact. The harder the Brexit, the bigger the hit to the British economy will be. In some ways, I think the world is a less stable place. We are seeing an America which has taken now a very different policy line compared with the way it reconstructed the economy and the world system after World War II. On the plus side, I spent most of my youth worrying about the Cold War, worrying about nuclear war, and just at the moment that threat probably is less. In the future, what I can't foretell is quite how the conflict, the implicit conflict at the moment, explicit in future, between the United States and China will actually work out. That could be quite dangerous. I think there has been a real productivity slowdown. One reason seems to be that productivity growth gets boosted when we see big technological changes. That happened for Western countries with information and communications technologies in the 1990s, just after the beginning of the century. And I think we're probably waiting for the impact of things like artificial intelligence and improved robotics and so on. So we're in a hiatus between big technological changes. I think a serious university education should not only inform people what we know, but should challenge them about what we will need to know in future. A good university education makes you think.